Welcome to Phoneix Raceway for the NORA National, got the name wrong, already messed it up, Grand National Series and the Xfinity cars. However, they had their truck series last night. I am joined here by Christian, one of the owners of a race team here.
Nice to be here.
The drivers are currently in their qualifying, about done with it. Actually probably just ended right now, so I will bring up the starting grid here very soon. 180 laps at this track. Going to be using the dog leg as pretty much as close as you can. You can get down as low as you want, as long as you don't hit the wall and absolutely destroy your right front. But I will pull up the starting grid now. Give it a second to load. Dustin Kebla is first. Timothy Harper second. Ronnie Norman third. Cody Reeder fourth. Josh Thaxton fifth. Vincent Arthur sixth. Josh Conover seventh. Matthew George eighth. Nick Giles ninth. Blade Timmons 10th. Todd Slauson 11th. Chad Engel 12th. Jacob Klinkenhart, hopefully I said that last name right, and Keegan Bitzer is 14th. That's the starting grid. I'll wait for all these drivers to get on the grid and give them a paint refresh. Go to 15 on the limiter for that. But Christian, what are you looking for here tonight?
I'm looking for one of these four championship four to get the win. Four of the best drivers in this league, hands down. They account for 18 wins this season combined, and it's going to be a great show tonight. It's going to be great.
I thought they put on a good show. Haven't really broadcasted Xfinity series before, which I do like. I do like Xfinity in the Cup because they don't stick to the ground as much as the trucks do. Trucks are kind of keep your foot in it, and you don't have to really worry about it. So these guys are going to be having a little bit of their hands full here. They have all loaded now, so I'll give them paint refresh just to make sure that everybody's paints are loading in correctly.
Just to give everyone watching a look at the final four for the championship, Dustin Kleba, pole sitter, is one of those final four. Ronnie Norman in third is one of the championship four, and to his outside, Cody Reeder also in it. And Vincent Arthur, the furthest back of the final four here in the playoffs.
Drivers going to be fighting for it. Saw last night, 45 won it for the truck series, but Pace Truck has pulled off, going to enter that long restart zone here. It takes forever to get around to the start checkered at Phoneix. Actually used to be closer years ago, then they decided to remodel the track and make it just a little bit different. And go to the starter cam here. You see it's right there is a restart zone. Leaders in the restart zone, and we are underway here at Phoneix Raceway for the NORA Championship.
You can see already fanning out four wide almost down into turn one here. Used to be turn three, now turn one.
Drivers going to be using pretty much the whole track in some certain spots, trying to get the smallest way around possible for them. They just want to cut as much time, but that can also burn up the tires. They got to be very cautious about that early on. You think I have all this grip, then you realize later on, oh, I just burned them off. So you got to be very cautious about what they're doing around. You see the 24, exactly what I said. He's going to cut down to the bottom. Doesn't go as low as he could. You can go as low as you want as long as you don't hit the wall. The track's available. You can go there.
Yeah, Vincent Arthur with a great start. Started seventh, already up to fourth. Has all four of the final four here in the top five.
He's got that 5 going back to his inside, though. The 24, he can hold on the outside. Phoneix is kind of a weird racetrack. You'd think the bottom would work around the whole track. Really, it's kind of that middle lane in some turns, but that 5 goes right down to the bottom, trying to take the shortest way around. You won't be able to pull even with him. I think the 24 will get a pretty good run coming out of 2 this corner. I know he pulls a little bit ahead of the 24, but 24 is going to have the momentum. See what he does. The 5's cleared for half a second. 24 able to put the power down. A little bit of a slide out of those two. Keeping it under him, though.
I think that outside is going to be key tonight. This is one of the only tracks where the outside is very dominant. And if you have that outside lane entering the corner, you're going to get that run off every time.
And like I said, Phoneix it's not a normal track because you think a flat track running the bottom is the best. Really, it truly isn't all the time. It kind of varies on where they go with it.
Yeah, it's kind of New Hampshire-esque in that sense. New Hampshire, one of the other tracks that's kind of flat and multi-groove, and this kind of copies that track in ways. You see Ronnie diving down onto the apron here.
I know in the next gens too, you're actually shifting at this track with 5 gears. You can downshift into 4th going into 3. That will burn up your tires, though. You can go down to 3rd sometimes. That gets you a really good runoff. But tires are killed, but the 18 gets in the wall. He smacks it. Luckily, it kind of gets out of the way of the 5. 5 will go right around him. 18 doesn't have that heavy of damage, luckily, from that.
Last night, it was a big story. All the drivers getting into the wall. Almost not one car was clean last night. So be on the lookout for more cars getting into that outside wall.
5's going to hang it on the outside of the 18. 18's going to try to put power down, just having to put wheel in it. Not going to help him off the exit of it. 5's going to get a run. The 24 is going to try to not close that gap. Not able to close in time. The 18's going to be able to kind of keep his spot safe for now. Very lucky with that wall contact. It didn't really pancake that right side of his car.
Safe for now, but Vincent diving down into turn 1 on the inside. Timmy going to try to hold him off here on exit.
Slide job didn't get it done. 24 might have gotten a little bit loose there. Not extremely loose, just something I was barely able to tell from him. Be careful, doesn't want to get in too deep, but that 48's kind of coming up on his bumper, making realize that he is there. 18's blinking in and out, I keep noticing that, but that 6, he continues to have the lead, but that 33 is trying to chase him down, not letting him get away from him.
Yeah, the 6 of Dustin Kleba, most wins this season with 9, trying to make 10 tonight. Ronnie trying to get his first win of the season, believe it or not. Final 4 appearance, no wins this season. Did win last night, however. That was in the truck series he won last night.
Yeah, he pretty much kind of had... there was a big traffic jam pretty much that happened on the track, and he was able to just go right through that. Was actually right behind him. The 2 of... I can't remember what his name was, actually made contact with him, and pretty much that sent off everything behind him, and he was able to get away from that scotch-free. Then didn't win the race, but he won the championship.
Yeah, someone else to keep an eye on. He wasn't here last night, but Josh Thaxton, he has won 3 of the last 5 races, or last 6 races, I'm sorry. So he's got a 50% win rate in this playoffs, and he's looking to be spoiler here for the playoff guys.
Always NASCAR's a sport where, think you're not in the playoffs, you're not here. No, you're here whether you're not in the playoffs or you are. I mean, you're competing around the other drivers the same way, and they don't have to give you an inch. They can race you the same way that they've raced you the whole season, especially if they have a grudge. If some drivers hold a grudge against you, they'll carry that into the playoffs, knowing that you need to advance or win the championship.
Exactly. And same with real life, as it happens most of the time. All 4 of the championship 4 are 1, 2, 3, and 4.
And lap times now. Actually, the top 2 just ran identical lap times last lap, 28:38 for Kevla and Norman.
Norman is not letting him out of his sights. He is staying within that 1 to 2 car length for the past 10 laps, I would say.
I know he's probably, that 6 is definitely looking in his mirror like, oh gosh, this 33 will just not go away. That's one thing that being a leader, you kind of have to learn, don't let that guy behind you push you. Let him go if you're faster than you right now, and just wait till a tire difference happens. So maybe that 33 is just kind of toying with the 6 right now, trying to get him to burn off his tires here.
Yeah, tire saving is going to be the biggest factor tonight.
We got most of these guys kind of spread out. We do have, looks like from 5th, that's a 7. Not the 7, the 48 kind of has the 17 behind him, and the 18 are kind of running pretty close together. Not really letting each other go just yet.
The biggest battle on the track right now, the 48, 17, and 18, all bumper to bumper right here for 5th place.
17 falls back just a little bit. 18's going to go low on the 17, trying to take that position from him. 5's kind of in the middle of these guys right now. He is sitting 3rd. He doesn't have the 24s. Kind of far away from him. Not really chasing down the 33 quite just yet. That 33 looks like he is currently the fastest car on the track, however, running a 28.60 last lap. So he runs this lap. He runs a 28.76. Still just barely slower. I mean barely. 0.01 slower than Reeder behind him. These top 4 are definitely showing off for these guys a little bit. Looks like pretty much from 6th onward, the lap times are almost identical from these guys, though.
Another thing to look for tonight, the number 3 is actually still in a championship battle, or not a championship battle, but in possibility for owners. So these guys, even though, like you said earlier, not in for a driver's championship, there is owners championship in this league. And one of the ones in the hunt for the championship for owners, but not drivers, is Matthew George, the 28.
Keep an eye on those drivers back here. They're currently pretty far off, well, not super far off the pace. They're definitely not. Well, actually, they are pretty far off the pace. About 28.82 is what the top guys are running. 29.29 is what some of these guys ran back here. So definitely struggling a little bit early on, but there is time to learn the track. I'm kind of somebody, you know, if I kind of like to learn the track as I go. I don't really trust practice more than anything because the track is mainly clean. I want to be around cars, so maybe these guys will find something after the first stage break, get them all on equal ground, and they realize, no, I can't go in this deep. I can go in here, exit, lowers at 33, enters pretty high, trying to diamond that corner off. He is all over that 6. He is just not letting him go at all.
It's going to be hard to pass tonight. We saw last night, if you watched the broadcast, it was, you almost had to move them out of the way, or either that, have a really, really good run off of the outside lane in order to even think about trying to pass here.
Yeah, most of the time you're just trying to get just that nose right on that fender to where they just can't come up on that track, and that spot will pretty much be yours. It might take a little bit, but all you need is just a nose on their car and you will have it. It'll be hard for them to really put the power down, knowing that they're pinched off on the top lane. They can't go up to the wall like they need to.
We got a battle here toward the back. Todd Slauson in the 3 and Nick Geilis in the 9. Todd looked underneath him out of turn 2, couldn't quite get it there.
And cut down to the bottom under the 9. Trying to take the shortest way around the track, get even with him at least. Looks like he's going to, maybe, he's still close to him, but not super close. Trying to hang it. That 9's going to get a good run, though. 3's going to be pinched off on exit. I have noticed the 3 a couple times slide out of turn 2, so that's maybe made his tires just a little bit angry, knowing that there's getting heat in them. Once they get hot, they just want to keep on getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and that grip will just go down extremely fast. So that's one thing that he might have done early on, and he's just not been able to cool him, knowing that he's riding back there.
I think the fastest car on track is that 5 car of Cody Reeder, because he is now within about a second of the 33 and 6 here. He's been just slowly creeping up on him.
He pretty much just ran identical lap times last lap, so he runs this lap. He will run actually barely slower, 28.95 to a 29.06. He is catching that 33, though. 33's kind of falling off on his time. Now the 6 is kind of showing, yeah, maybe I saved him just a little bit more than you, so you're having to chase me.
We got to remember there are stage breaks, so these guys can make it on fuel to the end of the first stage. But that last stage, it's a possibility that there might be green flag stops here tonight.
These guys are definitely going at it back here. The 3, the 9, the 28, and the 1. 3's finally gotten around the 21, sails it off in the corner. 9's in the wall. Got a little bit too deep in there. He's going to lose 2 spots because of that.
And Nick Geilis falls victim to the outside wall. That's our second victim tonight.
He's loose getting into that corner. He saw his car wiggle. That's going to hurt him, knowing that he has that right side damage. Going to give a little bit of a tire rub. So he's going to have to probably get all that optional fixed. Didn't hit it extremely hard, but he definitely hit it where it's going to be noticeable for him.
Yeah, these last 4 guys here, they've been in this league for 4 years, the longest running of the group here tonight. And the 28 actually has the most career starts in NORA in the B cars with 92. So this is his 93rd start tonight.
That is a lot of starts considering that's iRacing. The 33, he's fallen back, but he has kind of, the gap stayed the same between these two now. They're not really pulling away from each other quite just yet. I am noticing that. Looks like he's wrapping the bottom a little bit more than the 6. I think he could probably afford to move up just a lane. But he's trying to gain time by cutting the track also, and it seems to be working now. So maybe he just decided to cool his tires for a couple of laps to where he can run as hard as he wants to for about 5 more, then cool them down again.
Yeah, he's kind of plateaued off right here and just kind of stayed within this 0.5 of a second gap, not getting too close to him. He may have tried something different one lap, didn't like it, and went back to doing what he was doing.
Arthur might have to deal with Thaxton here real soon. The 48 is catching him. Let's see if he'll catch him in time. He's not been running horrible lap times either, about 29.15 to a 28.96 that last lap. So he is a little bit farther off the pace than these top three up here. He's definitely not in a bad position though. He does have them in eyesight.
That Flow Racing 48 has seen victory lane 2 weeks in a row, trying for his third, and he is one of the faster guys right now.
So the 99 is kind of in no man's land. So is the 19. He's just kind of here. He's having to ride late pack. The 3 looks like he is catching the 19, however, but yeah, that 9 looks like he actually might be coming to pit road now. You realize how much he damaged that car. Yeah, he's coming down pit road. That he just got way too much damage on it.
Now he is one of the admins for the league, so I'm possibly thinking he might pull off and race control the rest of the night.
Have to see what he does. He pulls into his pit stall and pulls out, then he's gonna continue race. But if he stays in there, like you said, he'll probably just RC for the rest of it.
Right side's going up. Running around to the left side now, working on the lefts.
It'll be close. See what happens here. Looks like
9 is going to stay.
Yeah, he's going to stay. So maybe he's fixing the optional. We'll have to see. It will alert me when he comes out of pit road, though. But yeah, I think he could be fixing optional looking at the time that he's taking right now.
And back on track, Dustin Kleba has pulled away from Ronnie Norman a little bit more. Ronnie probably used up his tires a little bit more than Kleba. And Cody Reeder still about the same distance behind Ronnie. So these guys all kind of plateaued off at the same pace.
Pretty even all throughout. 24 is just kind of holding off the 48 right now for that 4th position. That 6, I am noticing that it looks like he's pretty much able to dime the corner just a little bit better than that 33 behind him. That's definitely helping his tires here currently.
Not too many battles on track right now. They all got a decent gap to the next car, so everyone just kind of seeing what they got here in this first stage, not really pushing it too hard.
That 48 might have gotten in the wall, just had to jerk it off. I saw his car go really, really low out of nowhere, and I was really confused. I was like, wait, what happened? So he might have gotten loose coming out of that corner because he has given a gap up to the 24 now. We got the 18 coming down pit road also. The 18 has some heavy right side damage. He's definitely gotten the wall.
Looking back, the 48 did get loose off of 2, had to correct, and that gave him a little bit of a gap to the 24 now.
At 6, he's continuing to just kind of show that he's the guy you need to chase right now currently, but that 48 is going to start closing up again on that 24. Gap that was once there will probably now be gone relatively soon for him, though, so we'll have to kind of realize that. The 5's kind of riding good where he is, not having to worry about anybody behind or in front of him.
You know what I didn't think of? The stage, I believe, is 60 laps for the first stage. He may be trying to split this stage in half, Timmy Harper that is. Maybe just wanted fresh tires to try to run him down. I mean, that right side is pancaked pretty bad, but fresh tires is still going to make him faster than anybody else on this track.
That is one thing about that is definitely one thing about the next gens that I like, though. That's what I run all the time, is you can really beat the next gens up. With the trucks and Xfinity, you get any amount of damage, and that really hurts your steering. I mean, it will really, really kill you. Give you a tire rubber, just make you tight overall.
Oh, my mistake. Stage is at 40, 41 and 81.
I'm going to say, I was like, that's like a really long stage.
So we're actually coming up within 5 to go of the stage break here. Only stage points that will be awarded are for the guys not in the playoffs. Guys in the playoffs are just highest finishing position wins the championship. Everyone else is still going to get playoff points because they're battling for that 5th spot in the championship.
It's like the 9. Yeah, he is doing race control because his car is pretty much just all the optional fix. So looks like you called it, doing race control tonight. He is catching the 5 though now. That 5 is kind of falling off the cliff these last couple of laps. That 48's kind of lit a fire under the 24. Made him realize I can't really just do what I've been doing now. I got to get out of here and away from him. I don't want to get past.
Yeah, that battle there and the battle with the 99, Blade Timmons, and the 19 of Jacob Klinkart, I believe it's pronounced. They are side by side going into turn 1. Klinkart trying to run the bottom here. He's going to put the left sides on the yellow line, but the run for Blade off is too good. And now Todd looking to the outside in the 3 of the 19 as we get down to the nitty gritty of the stage.
He's using that wall to slow him down a little bit. He's going to try to get a bite on the 19 on the outside. He will get to his quarter panel. Maybe we'll see where the 19 ends up because he's cutting the track using the dog leg. He'll end up side by side with the 19, but that 3, kind of notice he's actually getting in there a little bit harder than everybody else, letting it really wash up and then really diamond in that corner. I think maybe if you could back it up just a little bit, you might be able to get a better run, but he's going to get one now to the outside of the 19. He can take that position. He will have it runs in the back of the 99. That's going to send him into the wall. That will bring out a caution.
We were coming to the white flag of the stage, and as you saw, Todd just overdrove the entry there and got into the back of the 99.
That's one thing about tracks like this is you don't exactly know everybody's braking zone, and he just made a mistake. He didn't realize that the 99 was going to check up like that, and he just drove right into the back of him. I don't think that wasn't malicious. He just didn't know when that 99 was going to break because he had just caught him. See where he had a chance to save it and then overcorrect, and he just decides to lock it down. Hits the outside wall, and that's going to bring out a caution here.
As you said, I think a lap before that, you were saying that Todd was driving it harder than anyone else into the corner and letting it wash up. So was not ready for that breaking point, drove it in hard, and obviously did not work out.
Yeah, that's one thing that I don't like about short tracks. You know, everybody's braking zone is different. Now, I like to get in a little bit harder, but when I'm behind somebody, I lift about a whole car length before where I normally do because I just don't know when they're going to break, and I don't want to absolutely plow them into a corner so that I don't, you know, that's nobody could have done anything different there. The 3 doesn't know where the 99 is going to break. The 99 doesn't know how hard the 3 gets in because he had just gotten behind him. Drivers are going to come into their pit stalls, get 4 tires and fuel. The 4 or the 6 has to reverse, maybe overslid it. I don't think he overslid it though, but he went in reverse for a little bit.
You can see the 33's left sides go up before the 6. Race
Drop
off
the
pit
jack.
road,
The
gonna be
24
close.
might get it. Oh, this is going to be 3 wide. Who got
that's
that?
a photo finish.
Looks like the 6th.
24? No?
Let's see when it sorts out.
There it is. The 6, the 24, and the 33.
The 6 barely beat them off of pit road. That was very close.
If I'm not mistaken, the 24, that's 2 spots that his pit crew gained him off of that exchange.
That's correct. We will bring in stage 1 winner and Dustin. Find the room that he's in.
Should be KPR.
Hey, Dustin, this is Bryson Christian in the booth. You got a copy, man?
I got you, buddy.
Man, so you win stage 1. How does the car feel so far?
Oh gosh, I don't know. It's super tight. I wish it was just a little bit looser, but I think the track's going to continue to change as we put rubber down and track temperature changes. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's pretty tight right now, but if you can try and save that right front and hopefully save it for the long run. But I don't know. Middle run, I feel pretty vulnerable. Beginning of the run, I feel okay. Long run, I feel okay. So we'll see what happens.
Man, well, you're in the chase for the championship. What do you think you have to do to bring it home tonight?
Win. Well, it's pretty simple as that. The top 4 that are all going for the championship, we're all up front right here. So I think it's definitely going to take a win. Just try and survive the 2nd stage and try and survive the third stage. And all I ask is that I'm at least in striking distance there at the end. So we'll see what happens.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go, but good luck tonight, man. Hopefully, I'll be speaking to you in Victorland, holding up that championship.
That'd be great. Thanks, man.
That was Justin Gibla, the race leader currently. He's also in the championship. Won that last stage. That 24 hopped 2 positions on that pit stop alone. So go to. You said the stage break was lap 45, correct?
41.
41. So they will be going
That was
to.
stage break, yeah. 81 is the next one.
This will be going to 80, then it'll be a sprint from the finish. They're going to have to probably pull another pit stop if I had to guess. Maybe for tires. I don't think you'll have to do it for fuel, but tires will be a factor because I know the track wears them off. About a second is what the fall off is when they're really worn. Maybe 2 seconds sometimes. It depends on how you've been driving.
Yeah, that final run of the race is going to be about 97 to 96 laps. So a lot of drivers you're going to see are going to split that in half at around like 47 and try to get a good run to the end. But we're about to get back into the Geico restart zone. The 6 chose the inside here. Let you call the restart.
24's on his outside. 6 gets a good jump, leaves the 24 sleeping. On that restart, the 33 might take the spot from the 24, cutting it low on the track. See how hard the 24 will fight for second. Will he fight hard? Will he decide to save his tires? He sends it in a little bit deeper. He might got somebody in the wall almost, I thought. He went so wide going in the corner.
Yeah, that was the one of Chad Engel, real wide.
Oh, he is in the wall now.
He almost hit the wall on the exit. I think he did.
Yeah, he definitely did because he slowed way down. The 17 had to get on the brakes to not absolutely just drill him. That 33 is trying to fight with that 24. He gets a little bit loose there, trying to get down to the dog leg, jerking his car down there a little bit too aggressively. He's got to be very cautious with that. One thing, when I was racing at Phoenix, you went down on the dog leg. If you did it too fast, that car would kick out from under you. Got really loose out of nowhere. 18's trying to fight around the outside of the 5 to get that spot. Sorry, 19 is trying to fight to get around the 5. He's trying to get to his quarter panel. If he can just get his nose there, he knows he can have the position, but he just can't get close enough quite just yet.
Yeah, the 19's got to keep an eye out because that 48 right behind him, we saw him in the late stages of the stage 1 running down these front 4. So he was one of the best in the long run. Let's see if he can possibly get it in stage 2 here. '19 with a decent run out of turn 4 there. 5 gonna protect by going down onto the dog leg here. 19 not gonna have a run.
Looks like the 5 got in a little bit harder, I think, because he definitely slowed down in the middle turn. The 19 got a better bite going down the bottom, got the rotation, but not the position that he would want to pass, and he realizes that, and he tucks back in behind him. He's just trying to find a way around him. If he can just poke his nose somewhere, he knows he can get the position.
Yeah, from what I heard from these drivers, they like the yellow line in 3 and 4, but it is very, very loose in 1 and 2. So that's why you see all these drivers up in the middle lane, the top lane. The car is very squirrely on exit if you run the bottom.
At 33 is now kind of hunting. He's hunting down the 24 now. He's gotten back to his bumper. These are 2 championship drivers. The 6 is just leading it right now. Like, seeing the 33 slide just a little bit, but the 19 has gotten under the 5, taking the dog leg. It looks like the 5 might pull ahead here. No, 19 is going to stay with them. Get in there deep also. The flames coming out of their exhaust, bailing out the throttle. The 5 will give him that position. I think he realizes I don't need to fight this early into this current run. Maybe if it was late in the race, he'd be fighting it, but he's like, yeah, there's no point at doing it right now.
I thought for a second there he was going to cross him over, but just decided to tuck in behind the 19. Like you said, maybe not worth it to battle right now.
I was trying to get... Bob's giving the 19 a look, make him realize, yeah, you can't just pass me exactly that easy.
Yeah, he made me look bad there. As soon as I said he tucked in, he went for the pass again.
33, he's definitely having that 24 look in his mirror. Letting him know that he's there and he's not going to go away just that easy. He's going to make him realize, yeah, I'm just going to kind of stay around you and see how much I can make you burn your tires off.
Wow. Not sure if you saw it, but the 5 with a big slide job on the 19 there, and he will take back the position. He drove it into 1 and let the car slide up to the wall and took off. That was a great pass right there.
I had not saw that. I was something else. I was looking at pretty much the front 2 drivers, but slide jobs are definitely something that you can do. It just depends on if you can do it right, because sometimes they'll go wrong and you'll just wash right up into the wall. Drivers have to be careful of that too if they decide to do a slide job and it goes bad. That 33 is not leaving that 24 alone though. At lap times though, the top 5 or top 4 are pretty much almost similar. 28, 32, 28, 38, 39, 40 is what their times are. So everybody running pretty close together. Though I saw this is what happened last night though. The 17 led like this, and then he got involved. That was their truck series. He got involved in a wreck, and he was leading just like the 6 was, dominated the race, and got caught up after he had a pit stop go bad. It only put him back to 3rd, but he ended up getting caught up in what happened.
Yeah, and I talked to Josh after the race, and this was the 4th time that he was in the championship 4, and the 4th time that he actually was involved in a wreck in the final race of the season. So he was very, very upset last night, and he told me he's going to look for the championship next season, but he's 0 for 4, and that gets the drivers. That gets to you.
While these guys are going around, I'm going to take this time for a commercial break, and we'll be back here at Phoenix.
One of them.
And we are back here at Phoenix. The 6 continues to lead. The 33 is still on the bumper, that 24, he did this earlier to the 6, and he finally fell off. That 24 has been able to hold him behind him, though. I know he's looking in his rearview mirror. He's like, you got to be kidding me. Please just go away from me, but he's not getting off the bumper of him.
It looks like the 33 driving it in a little bit harder right now than the 24. So the 24 just backing up his corners, taking it easy, but a 33 not taking it easy right now.
Definitely just deciding to wheel it. That's what some drivers just want to do. They just want to kind of get in there, and if it gets loose, just hopefully keep it up under him is what they're just going to try to do for that. 24 is the highest IR out of this lobby, so hopefully he's going to use that expertise to his advantage to go chase down the 6. But that 6, right now, the way he's running, I mean, he's running the best laps of the race, and he's shown that he's going to be somebody you're going to have to get around to win the championship.
Yeah, that 6, one of the most consistent drivers in the league. 96% of the races that he's run, he's finished in the top 10.
Consistency is key in some sports, and in NASCAR, it is. You want to have consistent finishes with some wins here and there. He's definitely been able to do that so far this season.
Yeah, this season, 9 wins for him, and that's his first 9 wins of the league, of this series, I should say. So, a great season so far for Cleveland.
Everybody pretty much so far has just spaced out from each other. We have the 19. He's kind of under attack from the 28. 28's trying to get to his inside. Not quite there. The 99 looking back. The 99 did get drilled by the 3 early on. 3 didn't know where the 99's braking zone is, and then he just braked a lot earlier than what he thought. Went to the back of the 99. It was not his fault. Just doesn't know how hard the 99 would have braked getting into the corner. Drilled him. He's sitting in pit road currently.
And with him sitting in pit road, Nick Gillis decided to take his car back out on track to gain that spot, thinking that Todd was done for the night.
That car got a lot of front end damage from that 99. 99 got away with it, luckily, but it was definitely showing for the 3. Once he hit the 99, he got loose and overcorrected into the inside or outside wall, and that really hurt that Chevy Camaro.
We got a big battle toward the back here. Timothy Harper, the 99 of Blade Timmons, and Matthew George all right there bunched up. And there's a lot of damage to the 28. Not sure where he got that, but that entire left rear is buckled up. I'll go back and try to find it here. Oh, he got a smack there. The 19 gave him a shove off into turn 3 2 laps ago and kind of destroyed that back bumper.
Driver's definitely beating and banging on each other. That's for sure. Not afraid to lay it to somebody to get him going.
Yeah, you see that 19 gave the position back to the 28. You got to watch, maybe has some radiator damage from that hit. It was pretty big.
One thing, overheating at these tracks, they do run some tape on them because they're right behind somebody all the time. So overheating, as you said, they'll definitely have to watch that. Now, you can't pull off tape with it being fixed, so they'll probably get some optional damage done under caution if he has some, which he evidently will because of how hard he hit him.
Yeah, these guys run 40% tape due to it being a fixed setup. So all the guys have the same amount of tape on. The only things you can adjust are the steering ratio and the something else with the steering.
The brake. Yeah, you can do steering ratio, steering offset, and brake bias with these cars.
So, and people don't think that that's an advantage, but every slight adjustment with that steering ratio or brake bias can give you just, that 1/10 of a second or 2/10 better.
Oh yeah, when I was new to iRacing, I actually looked that up, and I was running different steering ratios at different tracks. People were just staying with the default, and you would see it on the long run. The changes that I would make, it'd just be some brake bias stuff and some steering ratio. but that can make a difference. Brake bias is pretty much how much brake is put to the front or the rear of the car is the stopping distance. Can get it to rotate better sometimes. It's just a preference with some drivers, so it is something that can be changed. I will say one thing that I miss with the next gens that I run all the time is you cannot change the tape anymore. When they had the tape option on those Xfinity or the Cup cars, I taped that thing up to where it was about blowing up early in the run. I do miss that a lot. I wanted all the downforce I could get with them.
Yeah, that was a big discussion in my team meeting earlier. Is staying on top of the brake bias throughout the run and making sure that the steering ratios were correct for saving those tires.
Some drivers, they'll adjust it during the race and they'll realize, oh, this is a bad adjustment. But when they realize it's a bad adjustment, half the time it's too late and they can't keep the back end of the car from going around because they're on the brakes. Not very hard. It's just when you change it, it can change the whole balance of the car, but you can't change it back only to a certain amount during the race.
We are coming up on 5 to go here for this stage. And Kleba, I think this stage has had a lot better of a feel for his car as he has pulled away from everybody almost to, I think, 2 seconds here.
One thing that he will have to watch, though, if he would somehow get back in traffic, that's going to change the way that he drives. He's not going to be able to do what he's been doing right now.
Yeah, that's what we saw last night. Someone dominated first and second stage. One bad pit stop put them back in traffic, changed the entire night.
He's been keeping that 33 behind him, though. I think that 33's just kind of gotten to the point. He's like, I'm just going to start getting hard, see what it can do. But he could lose a spot to the 5 if he's not careful, because that 5 is starting to reel him in very slowly. It's coming towards the end of the stage, however, for him. He's not going to have to worry that much if he does make a huge mistake. And there is a huge gap behind the 5 to the 17.
Yeah, and with these guys not getting stage points, there's no need to really fight for every position for points. But the track position going into pit road, making sure you have a clean stop and clean vision, that is rather important as pit road is closed because we are now 2 to go in the stage.
So Dustin so far being the guy that shown, I'm the front runner for this championship. 24 and 33 have not really had anything for him. Neither has the 5. 48's just kind of been hanging around the top 5 the whole entire night. 17 of Josh Conover back here. He was the guy who was actually leading a lot last night and then got a pit stop, went back to 3rd, and then that ended his night because he got caught up in a wreck.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what the pit strategy is. I mean, all 4 of the front 4 are going to take 4 tires, but there might be, I don't know if it's risky. It might be a 2-tire stop because these guys have run 40 laps on tires, and having that extra set toward the end could be the matter of winning or losing.
I think
for the most part it'll be 4 tires for everyone. Yeah,
they'll definitely take 4 tires when they come down this time. I think it really depends on, when do you pit on your last pit stop of the night. I'm somebody when I race, I want to pit as late as I can. I want that 1 lap tire advantage. And it may sound dumb, but early on in the race, I'll come in for about 0.2 gallons of fuel, knowing that that'll get my tires a little bit longer. And at this track, tires are going to mean a lot, but if you stay out too long, they're going to catch up that difference to you very, very quickly. The caution is out. That will be the end of the stage.
That'll be the second caution of the night. First one for incident with Todd Slauson going around. This one for the stage break. So rather clean race tonight. These guys always do put on a clean race. Most of the time caution free except for the stages.
These guys to go down pit road, then we'll interview. Let's do the second place driver. Whoever comes off pit road, we'll get them instead of the leader, because we have gotten Dustin already. Everybody's going to take 4 tires and fuel, no doubt about that. Nobody's going to try 2 tires at all. And I don't blame them. You have these guys are staying out.
Yeah, 2 cars stayed out.
That is
Possibly to get a lap. 3 cars, or no? That one's a lap down.
yeah.
Yeah, 2 cars stay out.
18 and the 28. I'm kind of curious about that. I wouldn't have expected that.
Well, the 28 is running for an owner's title, so maybe that bonus point of leading a lap, maybe he thought he could do that. But you see these guys in pit road now, right side going up on all the championship drivers. The race off pit road was 4 wide last time. Let's see what it is this time as the left sides go up.
That 24 had a very fast pit stop. He did it again. This is the second time he's done that. He's going to get close to the 6, but not close enough to him. So the 24, he's going to get off second. That's the second fast pit stop that he had. That was a 14:12 compared to a 14:38.
And the 5 beat the 33, so now 5 in the top 3 for the first time tonight.
Looking at the pit road times, he was on pit road for about 3/10 longer than the 6. I think that's what really hurt him there. But we will bring in the 24 here. Let me get his name correct. So Vincent Arthur. I will have to go find him.
You want me to go?
Booth. I will. Yeah, I've got him right here. I got him. Hey Vincent, this is Bryson Christian in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, so you're sitting second. How's the race gone for you so far up to this point?
Pretty much I'm going flat out. Especially that first stage, I felt like I did not have the speed that I thought I was going to have coming into here. Second stage was a little better. I felt like I was better at managing my tires. And then, we'll see if we have anything for Dustin. He's really fast. I don't like this track. I'm not good here. So try to put together a good run, try to pull off strategy, and get ourselves a championship. And
so, what do you think you have to do to win the championship? I mean, looks like the 6 is. I mean, he's the leader right now, and he's the guy that's been showing that he's been up for it. So, what do you think you have to do to beat him specifically?
I think strategy will come into play. I think that's gonna play a good factor here in the last stage, especially because we will need a pit. If there's a late caution, all bets are off. I don't think I'll, chastain anybody, but, I'll try my hardest to get ourselves a championship. This team's worked really hard all year. I felt like we've had, the best team in certain stretches, but obviously that 6 car is tough. So we're going to need a little bit of luck here, but hopefully we'll be able to pull it off.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go, but good luck. Hopefully I'm speaking to you in Victory Lane and you're holding up that championship trophy.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
That was Vincent Arthur, the driver of the 24 Chevy Camaro. Gonna have to find a way to get to that 6, but the sun has come out there. That could change the whole balance of the track now. Looks like it's a little bit brighter coming into 1 and 2. Make it a little bit slicker for these guys.
Yeah, he did mention the Ross Chastain move, and I saw a lot of these guys practicing it in practice. It wasn't working for them, but if someone maybe could figure that out, we might see that. Not sure what you call it, but I've heard it called Haul the Wall or Hail Melon.
It depends. Ross Chastain pretty much became famous with that move. Coming to the restart zone here.
He slept last time. Sleeping again has the 5. Gonna easily pull away from the 24, and that had to be the 6 working with the 5. Those 2 are teammates. Maybe a hand out the window, the virtual hand out the window for him to say, hey, I'm going.
Yeah, it definitely looked like that was a very late start from the 24. The 5's trying to take the fight to him now. What's the 24 going to do? He's going to give a look to the 5, realize I don't want to pass him quite just yet. Going to tuck back in behind the 5-6. Looks like he's rolling that top lane more than anything else. I think if you're going to get around the 6, you got to do it early. You got to do something pretty drastic to just get your nose right there on his quarter panel. Just get close enough to where he can't come up the track like he needs to.
Yeah, for those who watch NASCAR in real life, we saw that Ty Gibbs moved his teammate out of the way in a playoff race, and the 5 and 6 are teammates, so will Cody move him.
I will say I didn't watch that move live from Ty Gibbs, but I don't know how you move a teammate when you know that you're locked in for the championship. That is not a good move from him, but he did win the Xfinity Championship. That's definitely something that I think Brandon Jones is going to end up paying Ty Gibbs back for whenever he gets a chance to.
No, without a doubt. Drivers have a very long memory when things like that happen. Brandon Jones may be in his 30s, racing in the Cup Series, and say, "Hey, remember that move back when we were 20?"
Yeah, I don't think he'll forget being put in the wall at Martinsville. Once you get put in the wall at Martinsville, you pretty much remember who it was because everybody's beating and banging on each other there.
Yeah, I raced with this league for 4 years now, on and off, and the season 1 champion, actually, believe it or not, here. And I still hold some of those guys in the back of my mind over the years.
Never leaves, never will leave.
As you see, these guys are all single file again, but they're kind of more bunched up. Seems like everyone knows what they got now, so they're more bunched up here to start. Biggest gap, I think, is back from Guileless to the 17. Everyone else is just bumper to bumper the whole way.
No, but if you're one of these championship guys, when do you come down pit road and get those tires? Or do you even come down? I think they're going to have to. Do you run your tank empty? Do you run it? Do you go in early? Do you go in during those guys pitting? I mean, you have to kind of choose when you want to go in. If you guess it wrong, you're going to pretty much be out of contention unless a caution comes out.
Yeah, and with these guys having a lesser fuel tank, they don't run the full 18.7 gallons. I believe it's a 17.6 gallon tank that these guys run. So you got to put that into perspective. Might not go 50 laps on fuel. It might only be about 45. So that's going to be cutting it real close. So it could come down to who can save fuel the best.
You wouldn't think saving at a somewhat short track would come into factor, but it definitely can. I know under caution I would have been cutting my car off, pushing the clutch in and letting it coast just to get a little bit better fuel mileage because of that.
Exactly. The bigger advantage is being able to shut that engine off, and some people don't have that keybind, so they don't have that, and they can only clutch. And some of these guys don't even have a clutch, so you gotta have the right equipment in order to maximize your championship hopes.
I'm very lucky that I've mapped all my stuff with my Logitech steering wheel before I get rid of it. But you can map it to your wheels, to the ignition and the starter, so you can turn it off when you're driving.
Yeah, one of the more difficult things to do when you're actually in race speeds, to shut the engine off and turn it back on mid-corner. Because whenever you turn that engine back on, the tires kind of want to kick out from underneath you, so you got to do it right.
Yeah, I've heard of people doing that. I've not been somebody that's tried it really because it kind of wants to make the car tighter than anything else. I'm like, let's not do that. I'd like to be able to turn in the corner. Some guys will definitely try that sometimes.
Yeah, I will say I tried it, I think 2 years ago in this league, and actually won Las Vegas doing that strategy. Las Vegas, one of those bigger tracks that you can get it done. Phoenix is going to be a little bit harder to do.
I know there was one track, I believe it was Kansas. No, yes, it was Kansas, I think. I actually ran out. This was in the old gens. I actually ran out going to the line to win the race, and that wasn't just an A open. But I mean, you can cut it very close on fuel. It's just how close you want to. Now they do have apps. Either iRacing can calculate it for you in your little black box, or you can get a program called Crew Chief that will tell you how many laps you have based on your fuel consumption at that point, and that will go up and down depending on how much you are burning off from your driving style. So that could help these guys to choose when they come down pit road.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys that, take this league very serious and maximize all they can by getting those extra apps and even having like a phone beside them connected to their iRacing, letting them know their RPMs, everything. As you see here, the 33 and 24, the 33 has kind of closed that gap with the 24 and is kind of right there on his bumper. But the 6 pulled away from the 5.
We saw the 33. 33 did this earlier. He was all over the bumper of the 24, just never went away. He's kind of doing the exact same thing again. He's maybe trying to get that 24 to push just a little bit harder throughout the corners, but it's not working right now for him. He'll have to see if it will later on. But he's all over that 24 right now, just trying to get to the outside of him. That's where drivers will want to pass. They can just get to the outside. That'll give them a very good shot at getting that position. That inside car doesn't have to really fight.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the two ways to pass is bump them and move them, or get a good run. And you wonder that we haven't seen it in the first stage or second stage, but this is the last stage. This might be the time where you need to say, "Hey, I'm here. Get out of my way." So we'll see if that comes into play.
That wheel drivers. I mean, it's an option for these guys. You can use it if you want to. I mean, you got a bumper and they got a rear bumper for a reason. You can use it. It won't dent in if you don't hit them too hard.
We've got a battle for 7th here between the 19 and 17. Jacob and Josh. Jacob way high going into the corner, and Josh gonna almost clear him. I think he will now on the dog leg. Almost cut his nose off, and he does.
Well, it's like he's gotten into the wall, but you can see that really scraped up right side. He's also got pretty much a little bit behind his tire. It's been beaten in, so he might have had some contact with somebody else, because you don't really get damage behind the wheel unless you've hit somebody. So we'll have to see if anybody else has some left side damage. It will have to be for them.
Yeah, I did see him stay extra long in the pits to get all that fixed. You got to wonder if he maybe was able to get that fully repaired. Because iRacing does sometimes bite you with the repair times.
While these guys are pretty spaced out at this point, we're going to take this time for a commercial break, and we will be back here at Phoneix. And we are back here at Phoneix. The 99 has just jumped to the pits. We'll go back and see what happened. It looks like he actually blew the turn pretty much just going into 3 and 4. Got in there way too deep and locked up the brakes here. This is a replay of what happened to him. So right there just locked him up. Got in there way too deep. Into the wall he goes. No caution was brought out from that.
Yeah, he has taken it behind the wall and climbed out, so his night is over.
And the 5, this 33, and the 24 are just all together, and their lap times are not very far off of the 6th. 24 actually ran a faster lap that last time, but nobody's been able to catch him really. He's been up here, and drivers have had to just deal with him the whole entire night, just not being able to lay a finger to him.
Yeah, these guys have to hope that Kleba makes a mistake. If he makes it on track, that's a rarity. But there is always that possibility of speeding in pit road or missing your box or even spinning out on entry at pit road, because these guys might not have practiced the entry during practice. So whoever can maximize that entry and exit of pit road could possibly be your champion tonight.
33 is just still stalking that 24. He's that 48. 48's just kind of like, I'm here. I'm just not that close to you guys, but he's definitely keeping his head in the fight right now. Like the 19 has came down pit road, however.
Oh, we have trouble. The 18 hard into the wall. He was battling with the 17, missed the corner, and smacks the wall real hard.
Back and see what happened to him. Oh, yeah, there it is. You can see him. Oh, the back end kicks out, and he just can't chase. He's on the brakes. The car is just not wanting to turn. Actually, it goes right back at the 17, though. He actually probably helped him turn more than anything. Those two drivers are both beat up in their vehicles, so might not have hurt them. Looks like the 18 might be going to pit road as he dives down. Looks like he probably will. He's got to slow down a little bit more. Nope, that was just a very low entry into that corner.
I think those two are just having fun. They're not in contention for an owner's title or a championship, so I think those two are having a little bit of fun out there, exchanging words with each other and slide jobbing each other. Everyone in this league is close-knit friend group, so I think Timmy trying to make the real-life bottom lane that Ty Gibbs would use, trying to make that work, but it is not working. Has now Matthew George flying around him on the outside.
28's probably the only car in here that doesn't have a lot of damage. He did get a little bit of rear end damage earlier, but it's not too bad for him. He actually was able to fix most of it.
Yeah, that 28 is still in the owner's championship picture. He's in that Final Four. Was eliminated last week on a tiebreaker, believe it or not. The 33 and 28 tied in points, and the tiebreaker went to the 33.
Looks like we got the 18. He's down pit road. That damage has probably just gotten to the point where it just won't even turn anymore, beating up that Toyota Supra. We'll say I'm very glad that they brought the Supra back in production. Now, if you make it manual, then that'll be even better. The old 90s Supras looked absolutely amazing.
Favorite car without a doubt.
Yeah, probably one of the best looking cars that came from the factory. Really, really sought after in the car community. I drive a 15 WRX, and they do not stand up to those Supras at all in terms of looks.
Yeah, I think the Supra gained so much popularity due to Paul Walker and in Fast and Furious franchise.
I'll tell you what, with the new Supras, though, they're pretty much all BMW cars. There's BMW parts all in it. But we will go on board for 2 laps with each of these championship drivers that are currently sitting inside of the top 4 positions. We are back here at Phoenix. That was a lap on board each of the championship drivers for 2 laps. We did have the 48. He did short pit. Came down on... Let me get it correct here. Let me look for his name. He came down on... Oh, I'm not sure. It doesn't show the lap for me right now, but he did pit earlier than the leaders. Just trying to... Actually, there it is. So he pit on lap 123, so he came down 8 laps ago. He's trying to short pit him. We'll see when these guys will come down pit road, because they definitely will have to come down eventually.
Something I saw while you were on board with them is Ronnie seems to be still driving it in harder than any of the other drivers. You see him gain a whole bunch of ground to the 24 on entry, and the 24 just gaps him on exit. And that's a thing that me and him talked about all week was, you know, backing up the corners and saving the tires and having a good run off the corner instead of in. But clearly my words have gone through one ear and out the other.
Yeah, pretty much. Some drivers, they want to drive it hard. They're like, I don't even care. Just let me drive it hard as I want to. I'm sure this is going. That is keyframe interval set to 0. That is should not be running like it is for that stream, but it is. That is not normal. What does have to do with that? Of course, it's being up in another spot. So I've accidentally clicked off the stream on my tablet, so let me get back on that. This 6, though, he's running the fastest laps of the race now, so he's definitely saved his tires the best of the championship 4. We're going to run up on the 1 of Chad Engel here really soon and put him a lap down with pretty much no contention from him at all. They'll get around him very, very quickly.
Yeah, Chad, he is one of the guys that's been in since season 1, and he's close to the amount of starts that Matthew George has had. He's had 90 starts, and he has actually run the most miles in the league with 14,000 miles raced in this league.
48, he's coming up, going to get past these guys pretty quickly. I'd say that 24 is not really going to put a fight up to him. He's going to get around him easily. 24 will have the preferred lane, so it doesn't hurt him on where he was passed.
Yeah, we talked about it while we were watching those guys. We thought once the 48 came in, maybe someone of the Final 4 might dive in, but as I think we may have the 5 possibly coming in.
Have to see how low he stays on the track. Now, he can't come in now because that 48 is going to be below him. But I think in next 4 or 5 laps, we're going to see some of these guys come down pit road. Have it to 40 laps left is when I really think we're going to see them start diving down pit road and take tires.
Yeah, I heard him key up his mic and thought maybe he was coming down, but not the case. It was probably one of those go ahead buy. You know, I don't want to get wrecked by a guy on fresher tires.
We do have somebody down pit road. That's the 9. He's in pit road again.
Yeah, that is Nick Geilis, who was involved in a crash earlier, I believe. Maybe he hit the wall. So we'll see if he maybe calling it a night or going back out. He did just pass. Oh, he didn't just pass him. He did pass Todd. So owner's points wise, that 9 car getting every point he can.
He's top.
Now we see the 17 coming in here.
We'll see how long these other guys wait to come in. I had a feeling around this time we're going to see him start coming down pit road. And it seems I appear to be right on that part at least here. See, the 6 stays out. What will the 24 and the 5? Okay, these guys stay out also. So I think they're going to base it off what the 6 does. I mean, if I was the 5, I'd almost come in, I'd say about right now, just to gain that time on them.
Yeah, Kleba has the biggest advantage because he's got that huge gap to second. So once he sees someone else pit, then he'll probably bring it in, but he doesn't have to be that first guy in because He's got such a huge lead right now.
At 28, he's
And
down
here comes
pit
the
road.
5. The 5 and 33 both coming in this time. We got to watch
Oh,
their
the
stops
5
to
gets
make
way
sure.
too aggressive on pit road. Saves it, though. That's going to lose him some precious time. The 33 is going to
lose a
hop
spot.
him.
It's like I said earlier, you can't make mistakes. One mistake and your championship hopes are over. You see the 5 losing the spot to the 33 here. That's huge. Now we got to see what the 24 and the 6 do. The 6 and 24 both stay out on track.
That 24 got loose coming out of 2. I saw the hands in his car really have to chase it.
The 33 and 5 both taking 4 tires. Left sides are up. The 5 might beat him here.
As looks like he will beat the 33 off of pit road, even though he came in and about spun his car. He still beats the 33 off.
Here comes Dustin Kleba. He has a clean pit road entry, and that's going to give the lead to Vincent Arthur. He's going to stay out. I think if you're Vincent here, you just stay out until that thing is dry and hope for a caution. Catch those other 4 a lap down. But Dustin, perfect entry. Now he's going to come into his box here. Another thing you got to watch for on these pit stops is the 3 boxes in and 3 boxes out. If you go through more, you can get a drive-through penalty.
Have to see what is this 24 gonna do. The 24, he's still out on the track. I think he wants that tire advantage. I can maybe see it this time when he comes in. We'll just have to see for sure, though.
I think his hope is, please, somebody spin. Somebody wreck getting onto pit road so I can trap these guys a lap down. I think once you see Kleba pass him and get his lap back, I think that's when you're going to see Vincent pit. Vincent did say whenever we were talking to him, he said strategy was going to come in play. So I think this was what he was hinting at.
As he still stays out, the 1's going to let him by. Give him the lane up to the track. 48, he has unlapped himself, though, from that, so he won't have to deal with him quite just yet.
The 33 and 5 already done with their pit stops, and they are battling here bumper to bumper. 33 trying to get back around the 5, as we saw he did beat him into pit road, but the 5 got him off. And now these 2 just hoping that they can catch up to Dustin. And Dustin is clicking off some fast laps as he has almost got back up to the bumper of the 24 here.
He's going to lap that 24 easily. Just the power off the corner. You can see it there. He just has so much more speed with those tires. It's not even a challenge for him, really.
Yeah, here comes Dustin on the inside. He will get his lap back. And now you got to wonder, is Vincent going to come down this lap, or is he going to continue to wait for a caution?
He's still going to stay out. I think he's just playing the game of, I'm going to stay out for as long as I can at this point.
There's another possibility. I don't know if he would do it, but maybe 2 tires or possibly even fuel only to minimize the time on pit road. But that is very, very risky, because we've seen 2 tires be very loose here.
He could try. I just don't know if he would do that, really. I mean, that'd be a gamble. There is no doubt that would be a huge gamble for him if he was going to do that.
Now this battle between the 5 and 33, they're coming up on the 1 of Chad Engel. Chad just going to pull down to the bottom and let these guys go on the outside, maybe? A little bit of a scary moment there for Cody. Thought he was going to come up on him, but the 1 does let these guys by here. Now the 5 and 33 running the 24 down.
At 24, he's still staying out, though. He's just gambling at this point. He's hoping for a caution. I think he's pretty much dug his grave at this point.
Yeah, even when he comes out with fresher tires, he's probably going to be a lap down. As you can see, he does not give a lane for the 5. He's going to run his line and make the 5 go around him. So the 5 had to check up a lot going into turn 3 there, as now the 5 and 33 both more than likely going to clear him off of this corner, and they did.
He will not be a challenge to them at all. Goes right around him extremely easily.
Here is something. Josh Thaxton also did that strategy earlier and pit very early. He just got passed by Dustin Kleba, so he will not be in the lead at the end of these stops. So Kleba has already passed Josh Thaxton with fresher tires.
I think this 24. He's just hoping for a caution. Now he's going to come down pit
There he
road.
comes, yeah.
Gets in there really
He's gonna
aggressive.
maximize it.
Slows down a little
Great
bit.
stop.
Yeah, maybe lost barely some time there. Just tried to get in as deep as he could, but he got down pit road. Now let's see where he's going to come out. I think that he waited just too long to come down pit road, and this tire advantage is just not going to be enough.
Yeah, for sure. I think he'll be close to going a lap down because the 6 is already about to pass him here for the lead. So 24 comes to a stop here. There goes the 6 into the lead.
4 tires and fuel for the 24 of Arthur. So Jack drops. He's going to go. He's off and away. But he will drop all the way to, it looks like, 7th at least. The 1 and the 19 just came in. Are heading down pit road. Now what the 24...
Oh, sorry. Go
what
ahead.
the 24 would like right now is if somebody just magically spun. If somebody just magically spun for that 24, he'd be extremely happy, but I just don't see that happening for him, however.
Yeah, and what I was going to say, don't be alarmed by the lap times because he's going to be putting down possibly second faster lap times than Dustin, but he is way too far back, I believe, to be a threat in this championship hunt if it stays green. Because we're under 30 laps to go.
Yeah, he's 16 or 14 seconds back. I wouldn't count out that 24. I don't think I'd count him out just yet. He has some time to go get him. He just ran a 27.68. That's the fastest lap of the race. So I think he realizes, I have better tires. Let's just go for it. Let's see what can happen.
Yeah, with the lap time he ran, Dustin Kleba ran a 28.6, so an entire second faster like I predicted.
Ooh, maybe the 24 did play his cards right here. It'll be, if he is going to catch him, it is going to be close. But he can maybe get to him.
You got about 25 laps left, a second faster. He may catch him with about 5 to go.
If he's going to do it, he's got to really be on it, but he doesn't want to burn it off too fast. But I think he still has a shot.
Yeah, the 6, that lap, 28.8. Taking a look at Vincent's lap as he comes across the line here. That's a 27.7, so 1.1 second faster. Well, 27.8 if you round up. So 1 second. Still, this is going to get interesting.
And if I was Vincent too, I think I'd maybe lay off just a little bit. Knowing that you're a second faster. Like if he was to run this, he'd catch him with about 11 to go. You can maybe drop it by like a tenth, 2 tenths maybe. But he is the fastest car on the track currently.
Yeah, I've raced with Vincent a lot this season and in seasons prior. He is not one to lay back. Now that he's got those fresh tires, he is going to give it everything he has got for that flatline number 24 Pepsi machine.
This is going to get interesting now. Gosh, this is going to be close. I think this is going to be close. That 24, he could catch this 6th. He truly could. He could have a chance to get him. This might be down to the line between these two drivers.
Yeah, a 28 flat compared to a 28.9, so still right there at a second.
Thing
A
is,
second is not very long, but in NASCAR, that's everything.
the thing is, if he gets to the bumper of these guys that are in the championship and they're holding him up, do you just bump him out the way?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
I mean, if he gets to that 6, the way the 6 has been running, he's going to have to give the 6 a little bit of a shot to get him up out of the groove.
Yeah, we just had a pass for second as Cody Reeder going to go around Josh Thaxton here. And we remember Josh Thaxton pit, I think, about 20 laps earlier than these guys, so he's on very old tires, so that's an easy pass for Cody there.
Oh, yeah, but this 24, though, looking at his times, 9 seconds now to the leader. Still running. He actually lost kind of a little bit. He's about 6/10 faster still on his laps currently. So
I think he'll get to second, but I don't know. I don't know if he can get to the leader.
I think if he just doesn't burn it off quickly, he'll have a shot for sure.
I would say if he had clean track and didn't have to worry about 3 guys in front of him, between him and the leader, I think it might be a little bit easier. But I don't think these guys are just going to lay over and let him pass easy.
I really don't. And he's going to come up on that 33, and that 33 is going to fight him for that position. He's just not going to lay over and give it to him, that's for sure.
Yeah, that 33, kind of the underdog of the 4. He came into this race still winless this season. The other guys, like I said, combined have 18 wins this season and I believe 30 race season. So they're accounting for over half the wins this season. As we see the 48 going around the 9. The 9 slow from earlier contact. Now the 33 catches him in a bad position. Gonna have to check up and go way down the apron here. He will get by him.
The one thing about lap traffic is you always seem to catch him in the wrong position, but that 24 luckily didn't. He caught him in the middle of the corner. He's going to be able to wash up to the wall. The 48 actually lets the 24 go, realizes that's a championship driver, lets him and the 33 go battle it out here.
Yeah, that's a very classy move. He had the hand out the window, letting him know, go by. I don't want anything to do with you. And it looks like the 33 going to do the same. Just hold the outside, let him go.
24 will get that position on the 33. But looking at lap times right now, he's running almost identical to the 6. So maybe he's just killed his tires that he got on that pit stop. Just drove it way too hard for the amount of laps that he has. Have to see what he gets this time by. 28.29 is what's going to be compared to 28.65 still. So he's still quicker than the 6th. This not 6th car, not 6th car. Oh, it's going to be close. It is going to be close if he does. Now at this gap, I don't think he can get him. He's 7 seconds behind right now.
Yeah, and with Cody Reeder being teammates with Dustin Kleba, he's obviously not going to just lay over and let a potential rival go up and chase down his teammate. These KPR guys, once they came in to this league, they have been lights out. Dustin Kleba, last year's Truck Series champion, looking to go for his 2nd championship here with the Xfinity Series championship, as we are almost at 20 to go here, or less than. We're almost 10 to go already.
That 24 is going to catch the 5, or yes, he's going to catch the 5 here soon. He's going to have to kind of get around 10, getting him out of the way very, very quickly. But it'll take him a little bit to get it. But I think he's just going to fall short. He'll probably be, I think, 3 seconds behind when he passes the 5, or at the end of this race to the 6. Now, if a late race caution were to come out, then everybody's coming down. You're not staying out. Everybody's going to be in there. But the way these guys have ran so far, I don't see them wrecking. Now, that could be a broadcaster's curse, and they could absolutely just kill each other at this moment. seems to be what happens.
We saw it last night.
Oh, yeah. I said, oh, they're doing good, and then they literally clogged the track. Like, there was nowhere to go. You couldn't go high, couldn't go low, couldn't go middle. You had to wait for all of them to move out of the way because the track was just clogged in front of them.
Yeah, 8 trucks all piled in. And like you said, it was completely blocked. And I don't think we're going to see that here because everybody is so spread out. There is no one anywhere close to another driver right now.
At 5, he's actually kind of pulling away from the 24 now. So I think the 24 has just kind of cooked him at this point. He's just driven so hard to try to get back to the 6, and the 6 is, he's just on cruise control at this point. He doesn't have to worry about anybody around him.
Yeah, you got to give Vincent credit though, because that was his basically only shot, just staying out and trying to get a caution. But without another caution here, it looks like Dustin Kleba gonna get his 2nd championship here. And this has been a long season for all these guys, and it comes down to this last race. So the 3 that don't win, obviously frustration, because it's not just a championship trophy on the line. These guys race for money in this league, so it's a big deal when you don't win the championship.
Yeah, this race has gone surprisingly green the whole entire time. Pretty much one caution early on in the race, and other ones have been for stage breaks.
Yeah, that's very typical of the NORA Racing League here. Usually always caution-free, like I said, except for the stage breaks. And another great showing from these drivers with a caution-free race again, other than the stage breaks.
Tell you all this, I'm very glad I went full water cooling on this PC because this thing can actually handle a lot of stuff now. One night
I still got the fan. It's going pretty loud in the background. I'm surprised it's not picking it up.
I got really fed up one night with it crashing because basically it was just getting too hot. So I spent $500 on custom water cooling for the whole computer and then installed it on it. And I was like, I'm done with it. I didn't care anymore.
Not putting anything into it anymore.
I said, might as well drop this, and it's custom water cooled. 3080 Ti, 11700X, 32 gigabytes of RAM. So many storage devices, can't even tell you. Most of it's filled up with iRacing stuff, surprisingly, because I stream so much, and a lot of random crap that I have.
Yeah, and everybody that does iRacing, you always hear different stories for them. Like, for example, mine, I bought it from Best Buy, never did anything to it. I bought it straight off the out of the store, so never put anything into it. And some people have those motion rigs. I have a wheel that's taped to my desk. So yeah, it's always different with everybody.
This is definitely a game. Other games you can't really do this customization that you can here, but you can get different pedals, different steering wheels, different monitor stands, different sim rigs, and some of these guys in this will really pour in a lot of money to get the rig that they want, because this can somewhat translate to real life. I mean, I know Josh Berry, who races for Junior Motorsports in that Xfinity Series, he has a ride because Dale Earnhardt Jr. met him on iRacing. Somebody just killed the wall. Who just smacked it? I heard somebody hit it. I'm just hearing stuff.
Look.
I think I'm hearing stuff now, but I could have swore I just heard somebody just absolutely drill that wall.
I don't see anybody noticeable.
So I guess I must be going insane here. I have to be.
It's a possibility. Yeah, a lot of these guys actually do race in real life. At least a couple of them. I know Josh races in real life. He's I think maybe the only one that I know of here that races on Saturdays in real life.
2 laps to go in the NORA Grand National Series. The 6, I keep on saying the 6. The 6 has just dominated this whole entire race and pretty much dropped the green flag to the checker at this point. He has not had to deal with anybody this whole entire race. He's going to come into 3, going to exit out of 4. He can pretty much just coast at this point. He has a 5-second lead over Reeder. White flag is in the air one more time around for Dustin Kebla. Come into 1, gonna exit out of 2, can do whatever he wants to. He could do a Ross Chastain move, might as well try it. You have the championship locked up, but actually it would not be possible because that wall arches out. That'd probably actually hurt if he did that. But he's going to come into 3, going to exit out of 4. And Dustin Kebla is going to be the NORA Series Championship, already whipping it around after the finish line. He is 1 here tonight. Cody Reeder's going to come 2nd. Vincent Arthur 3rd. Ronnie Norman 4th. And Josh Thaxton, he will come home 5th. All eyes are on Dustin. Wins the championship and the race at the exact same time.
These guys being friends and joking with each other. Ronnie keyed up and said, I hope that car doesn't pass post-race inspection. Obviously joking with him. That's these guys have been together for over 30 races this season, all great friends. And the season wraps up. Dustin Kleba, his 2nd championship here in NORA, 1 Truck Series, and now in the Grand National Series here, as his teammate comes up beside him, congratulates him. We're going to see if the 6 burns it down here. And he will.
He thought about it. Maybe he's going to do it now. He's going to, oh, yeah, he'll go down here and do it if I had to guess.
Oh, yeah. We'll give him some screen time here to, oh, he may do the Alan Kowicki, the backwards victory lap.
Let's see what he does. There he goes. I can hear him downshifting. There it is.
Burning it down. Go ahead and get those guys in the waiting room for you. Who do you want to talk to? The top 3?
Yeah, we'll bring the 24 and the 5 and put the 6 in the waiting room.
And now we see Dustin Kleba in victory lane driving up the ramp. And we're going to go ahead and probably talk to him first, I would assume.
We're going to go, I do from the top to the bottom, so we'll actually bring in the 24 Vincent Arthur first. Work my way up the ladder for these guys, but I will bring up the race results so you all can see it here just on the screen. But we will, let me hide that there. So we will bring in the 24 Vincent Arthur, the 3rd place driver. Hey, Vincent, this is Bryson Christian in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, so you fall short there. Pit strategy almost worked for you. What did, like, you were definitely running them down, but what do you think just didn't go your way in this race?
I just don't think I had the speed. I don't know, ever since the rescan last year, whenever they did it, I felt like I just didn't have the handle on the track as good as I did beforehand. But yeah, and I had to try something. Dirty air was tough, couldn't pass, so try to stick it out. Hopefully got a caution, and obviously the caution didn't come, so had the freshies and got up to 3rd, and probably once I was about a second behind Cody there, it just got too tight, stopped turning. Yeah, just didn't have enough for him tonight. I knew we had to pull something, and unfortunately it didn't work out, but it's been a good season overall. I think 6 wins, I'll take that, and we'll move into next year and whatever car that's going to be. But pretty good year. A little disappointed, but it is what it is.
Right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Josh Conover first and foremost for letting me drive for his team this year. Flatline has been a good team to race for. A lot of good teammates. A lot of good work goes into these things. I got to thank Full Tilt Brewing Company for, their continuous support with everything I do. Exalta, Chevrolet, everybody at this 24 team, we put in a lot of work, and, unfortunately we didn't get the championship this year, but we did last year, and we'll try to get one next year. So.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good third place finish tonight. I know it wasn't what you wanted, but you still come home third. Good job, man.
Thank you, guys.
That was Vincent Arthur, the third place driver. We will bring in the second place driver in Cody Reeder. Hey, Cody, this is Bryson Christian in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, so you come home second, fall short of the championship. What do you think didn't go your way in the race here tonight?
Yeah, I did a lot of testing this week. Probably didn't do a great job of calculating the conditions and such, but anytime you go up against Dustin, it's kind of a David versus Goliath scenario, and the guy's just so good. It's you have to put so much effort into it because he just naturally is just really gifted at doing this. So, congrats to him, and I guess I'll have to put in more work next year.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll keep it short and simple for you here. Now, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, congratulations to Dustin. He's my teammate. It's awesome to get a 1-2 for KPR Motorsports in the standings. Really, really cool accomplishment. That's 2 years in a row. I got to thank my friends Garrett, Albert, really all of everybody watching. My wife, who lets me do this every week. We got just countless people that tune in and just throughout the season support us, and they just are here every single week. But I appreciate you broadcast tonight, bringing this to our friends and family, and shout out to Josh for putting on the league.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good second place finish tonight, even though you fell just a little bit short.
Thank you.
That was the second place driver in Cody Reeder. Give me a second here, having to deal with something else. But we will bring in
this is going to be an exciting one here.
We will bring in the race winner and Dustin Kaliba. Hey, Dustin, this is Bryson Christian in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yep, I got you guys.
Man, so you dominated from the drop of the green flag to the checker. Describe how that race went for you besides the dominating part, pretty much.
Oh man, I don't know. What a race. Man, in the beginning there, the first run, Ronnie was definitely keeping me honest. He was able to stay with me basically the entire first stage, and finally there at the end I started to pull him a little bit. And then second stage, I really feel like my advantage just came from just getting a good start, and then Ronnie and Vincent kind of battled behind me there, and Cody kind of got stuck behind them, but once he got around them, he ran me down a little bit. And then third stage, kind of the same deal. Cody and I got a great start together, and he rode with me for the longest time. And I was thinking about halfway through the beginning of that first run, I was like, oof, did I help him a little bit too much? Like he was pushing me there at the end, and then he just made one little mistake and cooked the right front just a little bit. And about halfway through the race, I was able to kind of figure out 3 and 4 a little bit better than I was in the beginning. And from there, it was relatively smooth sailing. Just had to focus on a clean stop. I was able to build a big enough gap that I could kind of react to what everyone was doing behind me, so I didn't really have to worry about short pitting. I could just kind of wait to see when they all pit, and then I could react a lap or two after that. Man, Vincent had a great strategy at the end. He was hauling the mail at the end there. Wasn't sure how far up he was going to get, but it looked like the tires kind of evened out there once he got close to Cody. But whew, what a race. It may have looked easy and smooth sailing, but I mean, this field has some pretty talented guys, so late caution definitely could have changed anything. But fortunately for us, we were able to keep it clean and green and bring her home.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody that supported us. I know we didn't get a lot of broadcasts this season, but I know I got a lot of family members out there that follow our Facebook page. So KPR Motorsports, go find us on Facebook. You can follow us there. And so everyone out there that watches us and supports us there. And man, I really got to thank the other guys in this league. I mean, we've raced together 26 weeks now this year, and I got no hard feelings with anybody, which is pretty rare in these times. It feels like everybody hates everybody, but I got a lot of respect for the guys that race here. They race everybody clean and some good hard racers. So just shout out to everybody here that has raced every week. Shout out to Josh for putting it on and dealing with everybody's BS and making a nice little escape for everybody on Mondays and Tuesday nights. So thanks to those guys a ton. And thanks to you guys for bringing our championship. Really appreciate it. Happy that we got our fans out there to watch us.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good win tonight and go celebrate that championship, my man.
All right, will do. Thanks, buddy.
That was Justin Kebla, the race winner and the championship winner. I will go over the finishing order now. Justin Kaliba first. I'm horrible fasting. Kaliba first, Cody Reeder second, Vincent Arthur third, Ronnie Norman fourth, Josh Thaxton fifth, sixth is Josh Conover, seventh Matthew George, eighth Chad Engel, ninth Jacob Klinkhart, 10th Nick Giles. How do you say that name? Giles. Okay, I had that right. 11th is Timmy Harper, 12th Blade Timmons, 13th Todd Slauson, and 14th didn't race tonight, but not a bad race overall. The 6th takes home the championship. I believe that's 2 back-to-back championships for him in the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series, so definitely he's had a good 2 days for him. He just dominated this whole entire night. But thanks for you all watching. This is broadcasted in 4 different places. This is a Ghost Racing Network that is broadcasted by, so if y'all don't mind going over to our YouTube, throwing in a subscription or a follow on Facebook, you can always take it back if you're tired of getting notifications from me. Hopefully you all enjoyed it enough to subscribe and share it. Just do anything to help me grow. But I will roll this ad and I will let you all go.